So to kick this video off, I'll go in with my gold comb. I'm combing everything forward and everything down. I want to prep this hair. I want to make sure everything that's being faded is out of the curl pattern and everything that is in the curl pattern is up top. I just want to separate a lot of the hair, get everything consistent because we finna hop into a banger today. If you're able to make it through this 14 to 15 minute video, please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell to get alerted when these videos come out. I've been in that duffel since this year kicked off, and we ain't gonna do nothing but continue that. I go in with my gold Babeless FXs, and I'm gonna give myself a nice guideline at the end of the vertical bars, because if you size up his C cups, they would have been very, very, very weak. So you wanna complement that. Clearing every panel. And I go in with a number 2 guard. This number 2 guard is all the way around the head. I'm using this as my first line of perimeter, so this is about a 2 to 3 inch line. I just want to clear most of my bulk to a number 2, and then from a number 2 I'm gonna fade everything into a number 2. Big shout out to Germ Boom, and that boy stepping this shit. Every sample I send him, my dog, he nailed it. Like, I don't even hear it before, he just nailed it. So I go in with my Indus Fade Masters. I'm giving myself about 1 inch, and I want to go completely open, because one thing that I'm starting to learn about fades like this, you got to stretch that fade. And I think that's what I used to have trouble with the younger I was in barbering, is I didn't used to stretch my fade a lot, and sometimes it could make your fade not look choppy but not look as consistent. But you want to get that consistent look by stretching that fade. I go in with my 1/8 guard here, and my 1/8 guard is basically halfway closed, and I'm just nudging at this line because I need to see what type of gradients I can bring into this number 2 guard. So I went a number 2 guard, and then I went open with my masters. Now I'm doing a 1/8 guard, and a 1/8 guard is considered a number 1 guard. And as you guys can see, I'm getting a slight blend, but I'm gonna work my way like this all the way around the head. Then I'm gonna convert to my 1/16 guard, and I'm gonna bring the fade all the way together. Now 1/16 guard, completely closed, flicking this line out. And as you guys can see, I'm getting a beautiful gradiency on this haircut. It's coming together very well, and I'm staying very symmetrical, and I'm staying in that area. So I don't like to fade with guidelines. I feel like fading with guidelines is so boring of barbering to me. I can't fade this way, but I'm fading this way specifically on this client in this video because it works better in terms of my proportionist of my fade. And that's just, you know, regular IQ for you right there. If you want to stay real symmetrical with your fade, stay super proportioned, guidelines is the way to go. It's impossible to mess up with guidelines. It's just a boring way of fading to me, so I don't really do it a lot. I like to go section by section. Now I go in with my Babeless FXs, and I'm gonna work my way from all the way open, and I'm gonna blend it downwards so I can completely blend it. That's the best part about this fade. I literally down faded this whole video, and I don't even down fade most of the time. Most of the time I start from bottom to the top. But down fading can not only show you how you can preserve a lot of your bulk, but down fading also brings the fade together way more consistent than from bottom to top, all because you got a format or you got a uniform that you stand up to par with that keeps you in a realm of keeping everything consistent. And as you guys can see, I'm stepping back, I'm flicking in and out, I'm switching my lever, I'm adjusting, I'm bagging up. It's crazy, bruh. This boy Germ's so jiggy on the beats. It's hard to do the commentary and hit Kim slide like this on the beat. It's crazy. So shout out to my boy Jerm Boomin again, man. Literally the best producer on this YouTube thing. If y'all need beats, y'all need anything, visit his IG at Jerm Boomin. It was at the beginning of the video when I was spinning the client in the before. So please hit my boy up. He can make and do anything for you. So as you guys can see, I eventually got my way to the back of the head, and I'm keeping everything consistent, starting all the way from opening, dropping it, closing. As you guys can see, it's slowly but surely happening in terms of my gradient. Like, that's what's really important to me when it comes to this specific client, that I got to get his fade up to par, because the camera gonna show you everything. The camera gonna show you when the fade trash. If the camera ain't gonna show you when the fade trash, my client's gonna tell you when they don't like something. That's one thing I love about my clients. They not scared to say that they like this or they like that. All of my clients know everything about their haircut. This is my boy Kenneth right here. He very consistent on his haircuts. He don't miss haircuts at all. And when he do, it's something like super important. But my boy love to stay fresh. My boy like to keep the fade. So this is one of my only clients that let me actually do a real fade. Because I know a lot of y'all be like, man, you always got waivers. That's because waivers love me. Waivers come to me, like that's what comes to me. But when I get a client like this, I'm gonna always record it for y'all so I could get a little bit of diversion on that channel. Then just playing back and forth on this side of the fade, because I see some bulkiness on this side, or I see more bulk on this side. I'm gonna go in with my 1/8 guard right here and try to clean up the bottom of this some. We clean that up. Then I'm gonna go in with my 1/4 guard. This is a real important guard. This is basically like a notch under a level 2. Like in detachable blades, you get a 1 3/4 instead of a 1 1/2. It's literally that small of a notch between a 1 and a 2. So this is one of my favorite guards, especially when you gotta hit bulk towards the end of it, because I'm gonna go in and do shear work at the end of this haircut. But for right now, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna use my 1/4 guard, because it's gonna help me eliminate a lot of that hard line that's right there around the head. And we just gonna be able to create a nice transition for the client and get everything back in motion. As you guys can see, I'm brushing one, I'm fading one, I'm keeping everything consistent. But by any means, we gonna make sure we get this fade through and through. We're gonna make sure we get this fade through and through. That's super important. I'm gonna put the shots up, and practice make perfect. And even if it's not perfect, it gets you close to perfect. I plan on never missing. And I just think that's gonna be vital to my role, all because like everybody posts on YouTube completely different. You got people who post for educational purpose, people who post just to show how nice they are, people who just posting the post. And with me, I plan on not missing on none of my shots. Every time I take this shot, I plan on hitting. So I'm doing the same thing that I did to the fade up top, to the bottom, and basically at the top of the beard, so I could connect the faded area of where it was zeroed out and blend a tad bit of the beard in. Then I go in, brush some of the front of the hairline down, because I don't have to trim it down. I'm just gonna brush it down, but also try to keep that curly top. Brush it down, pull a hair back, and then brush it completely down. I'm gonna go in behind the back of the beard just so I can do my verticals in the back of the beard, because anybody that watching me or know what beam does, I like to set my guidelines off, or I like to set my lining up from the back of the beard first. And my first reference points to anything, whether I was doing Chicago C's or not, the back of the beard is super important. It's my foundation for me. It kind of helped me see everything early. It's my frame out work. And it's not something you have to do. This is just something that works for me. This is something that I like to do personally. And then I start from the left side and I just basically plant, because he got a cowlick in the front and I didn't want to plant in the middle. I wanted to see how far them hairs could come, because that's super big on my channel. Not only am I going to show you some of the cleanest, crispiest lines you will ever see, I'm not pushing nobody back on my channel. That's least of my worries, least of my concerns. Because people always hop in my comment section and they ask, like, how do you not push the lining back? You just don't push the lining back. Like, you don't force a line on something. You play with everything that's natural. You try to bring every hair forward possible, and then you want to play on the ends of every hair. As you guys can see, I'm playing on the end of every hair. The end of every hair. I'm not digging in and solidifying my own line. I'm playing on the edge of every hair just so I could create a nice, clean, natural, crispy line before I go in and add color enhancement. So I go in with my Beam Team Cordless Compressor XL. This is my product. This is something that I designed with our color No Drip, which is completely waterproof, the best temporary color enhancement on the market. And then with my boy Sean Cut's hair color enhancement card, that's literally the best color enhancement card on the market. We doing a 20% deal off to the end of July. So if you use the promo code here at the bottom of the screen, you'll get 20% off all of your enhancement color cards. Please check this card off. I'm able to stay 100% in the realm. I'm able to stay complete, consistent, and I don't miss with my color. Look how easy color application become when you using a card like that. So use that 20% code and get you a color card. And I go in using my Barber Magic pencil, and I'm basically doing small, thin lines. As you guys seen my last video, this is a light-skinned client, but he's lighter than the average light-skinned client. So if I put the tan pencil on him, it wouldn't show up. Clients like this, you have to use the white pencil. So now I go in with my gold Babeless FXs, and I'm just basically hitting this line so I can blend this line out. I'm treating my lineups the same way women that treat their eyebrows. They go in, they clean the eyebrows up, they add any fill-in or color to them, and then they conceal them and blend it out with a blending brush. And that's basically what I did with this client. I lined them up at first, went behind it with my color and Beam Team Cordless Compressor and color enhancement card, and now using my clippers to blend all of these lines out. And as you guys can see, it's nasty, dog. I go into my beard line, I stretch the skin, angle that razor at a 45-degree angle. I'm bringing everything back to the line just so I could solidify hard lines. Like when it comes to this beard thing, y'all know, like, come on, bro. We too jiggy with this, and that's what's super important on my channel. I like that type of flavor. I like that I bring a different tenacity and flavor to YouTube. That's something that's super different. That's something that you can't make up. That's not a facade. Anybody that know Beam, anybody that met Beam in real life, automatically know like how I'm coming. Like they know for a fact this is how I talk in person. This is the type of energy that I bring in person. Like I'm an energetic person. It ain't about spiritual beliefs and all of the extra nonsense. I feed off energy. I'm a Libra. I was born in September 27th. So I balance people's scales. I bring a different type of energy and tenacity to every scenario that I'm in. I know how to talk it, and I definitely can walk, especially in this game that I'm in. This what I do. 9 years old, fresh off the porch. I've been that. Like I've been cut from this. That's been important to my role. Like it just took me a long time to basically grow in it. But when you accept certain things, you accept your flaws and everything that you got, and you continuously work on them, it's no way that you can tell me you putting up 1,000 shots per day and your percentage don't go up day by day. If it's not, then you clearly not doing something right. You ain't practicing right. And that's my objective, is to come in and is to put a different type of feeling in that, a different type of essence. That's what I love about my music. It set the tone for whatever individual I'm gonna be on the track, and it's just a little blast from the past. So I go in with a lot of body wrapping lotion. I spray it in my hand, then I go and I just pat around in the head, and I just watch the hair activate. I watch the mousse basically activate the hair, and it start to curl and give me that look that I'm looking for. So I'm loving how this haircut coming out. I'm loving what the mousse is doing. I didn't have to use no curl sponge for something like this because the hair is too curly on itself. And you just go in and you just basically using your fingers to style every and anything. And I'm loving how this is coming out. Then I go in using my shaver, hitting the bottom of the fade. Just want to make sure that I get it bald as possible or zeroed out as possible towards the bottom of my fade. Then I go in with my shears, and I'm using my shear over comb technique, and I just basically comb down, and I got my perfect form. I ain't digging my comb too far into the hair, and I'm just using the tip of my shears, and I'm trying to get it as clean as possible. Shout out to my boy Bossio, shout out to my dog Sean Cuts Hair. Just watching these guys use they shears majority of the time, and use they shears at the end of their haircut to basically connect a lot of their sides to the top. I'm super inspired. That's why I can't wait till I move to Florida. The type of pain I'm gonna put on this game gonna be so crazy. I just need a pinch of what Bossio do, and that's what we gonna do when I go down to Florida. It's gonna be extreme training camp, and I'm gonna put this game on my back from that day forward, I can't wait to just basically put their whole arsenal and mix it with what I got. I'm going to be considered the real life GOAT. Mixing these crazy clean lines with they fading techniques, not only fading techniques, but shear over comb, box graduation, just normal regular things. When I learn it all the way down to a T, it's a wrap for this game, and y'all know that. Y'all know that. So in the imperfect world, our clients do come in looking crazy, but as barbers, it's up to us to change that outcome. And on my channel, y'all know how I give it up. Let's lock in. Hashtag TBT in that comment section. Hashtag Glacier Gang. Y'all know what time it is. It's 2020. It's year to shapeshifters. I've been in that duffel. If you was able to sit through this 13 to 14 minute video, please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, all of that to get alerted when videos come out. And may God bless.